So hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to share with you today the amazing Teresa Akari. You're very welcome, Teresa. And
Okay.
as you know, guys, with this channel, what I'm trying to share with you is how you could achieve anything, how the body can achieve anything, and how the body can heal from the inside out as well. And bringing to you so many different people to inspire you and take what you need from it. So, Teresa, you're so welcome, and I can't wait for you to share your story. But
Yeah,
before we do, can you just share with the audience just a little bit about you, your background, and your business as well?
sure. So my name's Teresa Akari. Hi, everybody. I have been, I actually opened the lash boutique nearly 15 years ago.
Wow.
So I specialize in eyelash extensions from classic, hybrid, volume. I also teach as well. So I have the teaching academy. And I've only started my fitness journey about 10 months ago now, and I'm hooked. It's just changed my life, and I've never felt better, Nicola. It's amazing, amazing.
And you look amazing. And do you mind telling the audience how old you are, Teresa?
Not at all. I think age is just a number, Nicola, in my book
Yes,
anyway.
yes.
So I'm 53.
Brilliant. And and the reason that I ask you this is to share with the audience that, no matter what age we are, we can always achieve, if we set a goal, we can achieve it. But sometimes we have this limiting self-belief in the back of our head that tells us we can't. And obviously you have smashed that. So what made you say, right, I'm going to go into the fitness? Give people a background of what you set your goal as and where it led to.
Well, it was actually lockdown, believe it or not, that kind of kick-started it for me. And I think most people put on that COVID stone, as we say. I mean, I think I perfected banana bread and amongst other lovely treats and whatever. And I was picking and gradually the weight just crept up and up and up. And I had no interest in going out for walks. I chilled. I did a lot with my business. I created a new website and stuff like that. So I did keep myself busy, but the weight was gradually piling on and I could feel it in my clothes. And then I was becoming a little bit obsessed about weighing myself all the time. And that's one thing I'd say now. I rarely weigh myself now. It's because the weight does not define you. And I've learned that over the last 10 months or so. But really between the weight going on over lockdown and perimenopause. So I started perimenopause actually just nearly the end of lockdown. And I started HRT, which was my decision. And it took 3 different tablets to get it right with my doctor. So that was one thing that I had to kind of, sort out
Yeah.
between the night sweats, which a lot of your listeners will understand is just a nightmare. I'm glad to see the back of those. And then brain fog, that's another thing as well, but they're only things that I deal with on a daily basis, nothing major.
Yeah.
But the fitness, I started getting into that about 10 months ago now. And it was through a friend of mine, through the business. She's a lash artist. And she started with my coach, Dara. And people who follow me will know he's actually based in Dubai. He's Irish. And when I heard it was kind of, it was virtual. I thought, how is this going to work? I thought you had to have a coach, side by side, which can work as well.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. I've nothing to lose. So why not? And I love a challenge, Nicola. It's like with my
Yeah.
work, give me a challenge and I'm a bit of a perfectionist like that with my work. And now I've applied it to my fitness.
Brilliant.
So yeah, I've never felt better. So I've changed my food. I now like, I mean, he literally gives me everything. So he's given me my exercise routine and I only go 4 times a week. Sometimes I go more if I have time or whatever, but 4 times a week is all I should be doing because your
Yeah.
body needs to rest. And I've kind of been educated a lot as well about the fitness over the last 10 months, but more so when I started back in January. So I just felt kind of, the weight was starting to come off when I gradually took my time changing my food because that was a huge thing for me. I mean, my typical evening would be go home, eat a big bag of Ballymaloo crisps, have a glass of Prosecco or a glass of wine with dinner. And I was getting into that habit that it just
Mhm.
became a habit
Yeah.
every day while I was making the dinner. And And I was wondering why I couldn't fit into my jeans anymore. They're getting a little bit snug. And I thought, oh no, I don't want to creep up to another size. So I just kind of hit the nail on the head and say, right, that's it. I'm just gonna get to it. And I've never looked back. It's been the best decision for me. Yeah.
Brilliant. And I think, a lot of people that will be listening will be going through that perimenopause
Yeah.
phase. And a lot of clients that I talk to think my life is over. I'm putting on weight around my belly, as they say, and
Yeah.
cellulite. Can you
Yeah.
relate to that? And did your goal
Absolutely.
take you out of that? Yeah.
When I started with Dara, like officially was the 1st of January, but I made contact with him in December. And honestly, I had so much cellulite on my thighs. Like I put on the typical belly. Like I had a big tummy. Now I wasn't severely overweight, but I had as much weight on me that I've never had on me before. And I
Yeah.
just felt everything kind of slowed down.
Mhm.
And I blamed it on the perimenopause because the exercise I was doing before, like I did a little bit of aerobics, and all of a sudden, like that, the weight would drop off. But now it was like, oh no, this is different. My body's changing. So that's why I felt I needed accountability, which has
Right.
been fantastic. Yeah. And I think anybody going down this journey, I think accountability is good, and
Yeah.
routine and learning about food and the combination of food with your exercises. They just work,
Yeah.
and the food that I'm on at the moment, I mean, I know I'm on a lot of protein and that, but
Mm.
I'm never hungry. Like I eat my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I eat what I'm supposed to eat. As I always say to Dara, I do as I'm told, and it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
And I trust them. I think any
Brilliant.
professional out there who does
Mm.
that, whether it's nutritionist or, coach, whatever, they know they get it. And I'm learning as I'm going. But definitely, yeah, the perimenopause for me anyway has been a huge thing. So I feel for my age now, I do feel personally I have to work a little bit harder
Mhm.
to maintain the weight. But as I said, like I had to, sorry, excuse me, I don't weigh myself all the time anymore, because at the start I was weighing myself nearly every day, and it was a bit
Okay.
obsessive, which I knew myself it was wrong, Nicola,
Yeah.
So Dara said, get rid of that scales. It doesn't define you, get rid of it. It's not about the weight, because my body shape was changing. And
Yeah.
I suppose one of the best motivators for me was seeing the transition from my before pictures to my after,
Yeah.
and I would submit photographs on a weekly basis. And then when he kind of did my first transformation, I was like, oh my God, wow. Because when you're living it, you don't see it as much.
Yeah.
To me, I was so proud of myself, and I'm so delighted,
Yeah.
so
And
to look back.
you should be. And I'll share on this video as well. I'll share the pictures of your before and after, because your before, as you said, you looked really down and
No,
miserable, and so
so
down. And the
I
weight
feel like
guys, yeah.
sorry to say, I feel like, going back 11 months ago and saying, Teresa, to that person, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's not all that bad, because I
Yeah.
looked miserable. And
Yeah, and look at,
I,
your after pictures are fantastic. Like it just really shows that when you put your mind to a goal, when you believe in yourself, you have a coach, you have the tools, you'll excel. And I just think it's fantastic. But I'd say there's people listening now going, oh, okay, what's she eating? So what's a typical day look like for you?
okay. So a typical day, I would get up around 7 in the morning. I would have my breakfast. So for breakfast, I can either have like a slim bagel with some turkey rashers, turkey sausages, tomato, and some mushrooms.
Mm,
Um, or I would mostly have Weetabix, and I can smear a little bit of Nutella on my Weetabix. I would have protein powder. So I kind of go with the flavored protein powder just to make it a little bit more flavorsome, I suppose. And actually, since I've been on this journey, I've cut back on my dairy a lot. And I know I take the protein powder, that's different, but milk, like before all my fitness journey, Nicola, I would have had about 3 to 4 lattes a day. And
wow.
that would get me through, the day. And that's, I suppose, it's not good. So now I've changed over to non-dairy.
Mm,
So I take the unsweetened almond milk or unsweetened oat milk, and I actually prefer those now. I've even convinced my partner, who I never thought I would, and he
yeah.
started with the almond milk and the oat milk, and it's fine. Like it's like anything, any change. But so that would be my breakfast. Then I go to the gym. I kind of learned that I'm better performing in the morning when it comes to
Okay.
the gym. And then I have my shower and then I come straight to work. And honestly, Nicola, I feel I've got a spring in my step when I come to
Yeah.
work. I feel so energized. I feel so much better. I have done the other way around where I've, come in, done a full day's work and then go to the gym. And honestly, I'm
Mm.
exhausted. When you're working all day,
Mm.
as much as I love what I do, it's tiring. And
Yeah.
then you don't end up getting home to about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and
Yeah.
it's tiring.
So,
But then for my lunch, I would have a smoothie,
mhm.
and that keeps me going until my dinner. You know all about smoothies.
Yeah, I love
And
the
they're fab.
smoothies. They're
I love
great.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fab. And then I go home and have my dinner. And my dinner would be anything from, like, I'm a real chicken person, or I love tuna. Now I have loads of options, but I could make myself a stir fry, or I'd have pasta. I can have potatoes. I can make chips, and I've invested in air fryer, which is
Mm.
fantastic. That's been really good as well.
Yeah. So it
But yeah,
sounds as if, you're not deprived, you're not
you know,
counting calories, doing anything
you
like
know,
that. You're having a proper life and enjoying it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'd say the only thing I've kind of sacrificed is myself and my partner. We used to go out maybe one night a week for a meal. Now I
Mm.
can still do that, and I
Yeah.
would contact my coach and say, "Listen, I've got something on," and he might adjust my macros for that particular day. But all in all, we might go out for a meal maybe once a month now, which we don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't drink as much anymore. That sounds terrible.
No, 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 no. Yeah.
We all have to live as well, but I do enjoy the odd glass prosecco. But
Yeah.
to be honest, I think because I've come so far, Nicola, I don't miss it.
Yeah.
And I think when you gradually cut back, it's like sugar.
Yeah.
Like, I don't take sugar anymore. Instead, I've replaced my sugar with flavored drops, and
Yeah.
they're 0 calorie.
Yeah.
So it's amazing the changes you make. You get used to them, and your body get used to them. And I mean, I would typically have a very sweet tooth. Like, leaving work, I used to call into the local shop and I would get a packet of jelly tots or a packet of fruit pastilles, and
Yeah.
I'd munch those on the way home.
Mm.
Now I go into the shops and I don't even have the urge to buy a packet of jelly
Brilliant.
tots anymore,
Yeah. And
which
it
is
is,
huge for me.
it's like what you're saying. It's all about balance and knowing that,
Yeah.
yes, I can go and have a glass of wine, or I can. And even I think, for people listening, there is that initial phase where you have to change. Was there challenges along the way that, the first couple of weeks, or, bumps?
Yeah, honestly, it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. Like, I think anything a change is hard. Like the habits, as I said, like, the packet of crisps when I was making the dinner, the glass of wine that I'd have every night, or a glass of prosecco. But it was more so prepping my food. I wasn't used to prepping my food.
Yeah.
The food prep I found the most difficult, I'll be honest. I'd say it took me a good 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks to get into it.
Yeah.
But once you get into it,
Yeah.
I mean, at this stage now, obviously 10 months down the road, it's no problem. You get used to what you can have. But when you feel you've got restrictions there, you can only eat so much, like a certain type of food. You
Yeah.
have to weigh your food. And at the start, I'll be honest, Nick, I was getting lazy. I'd look at a piece of, say, a chicken fillet, and I'd say, yeah, that's probably 150 grams. And then I was wondering why my weight had stabilized for
Right.
about 6 weeks. And then Dara said, "Are you weighing your food?" And I was like, well, not all. He says, "Okay, you need to get back weighing your food." And bang, everything just started to fall off. And it was doing exactly as I said, what I was saying, start doing what I was told. And
Yeah.
like, I trust him because he's a professional.
Yeah.
So I think when you're guided by a professional, listen to them. They know what they're doing. They're there to help you
Yeah.
in your journey. And so, yeah, so now I weigh my food every day.
Brilliant. And
Yeah.
what was your timeline of starting the program to the end result, which was the photo shoot, the professional
Yeah,
shoot?
that was a bit of a surprise, to be honest. That came a lot sooner than I planned. I set myself a goal in my head for a year.
Okay.
And it was said my friend Catherine, who got started me on this journey with Dara, she was due to do a photo shoot in April, and personal reasons she had to postpone. And then I chatted to her in June and she says, "Listen, I booked to do a photo shoot in September. Will you do it with me?" And I thought, oh God, no. I start immediate panic. I thought, no, I'm
Yeah.
not ready for this. Then I kind of thought, hold on a second. Yes, I can do this.
Brilliant.
I'm 53. I'm going to be more determined to show people that I can do it. But I did it for me because it made me feel good and it made
Mm,
me achieve something that I never thought I'd ever achieve myself.
yeah,
And it was the best experience and it did give me a focus. I think it's good to have a goal.
yeah.
And yeah, it was amazing. I have to say I'm delighted we did it now, although it was
Fantastic.
a lot sooner.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
so yeah, I mean, we're hoping to do another one next year, but it'll be well into next year,
Okay. Yeah.
maybe.
Which is, and
Yes.
it's another goal. But just rewinding back to say the whole perimenopause, those symptoms, did your fitness and changing food, has that changed things that have been going
Absolutely.
on?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I feel like more energy. I didn't feel as much fatigue because it gets the endorphins going. It's put me in better form. I don't feel so miserable. I don't feel hungry all the time. So
Mm,
that in itself, because I used to be a picker,
right.
and I think a lot of people are, it's so easy to pick a different, food, and then you realize, oh God, what am I going to have now for dinner? Because
Yeah.
I was full and I was picking all day. But yeah, I tell you, like, honestly, for me, it's the perimenopause. It's like I don't even have perimenopause anymore. I've forgotten about it. I just shove it to the
Wow.
back of my head. I
Yeah.
go from day to day. I do my fitness, but that's why I kind of prefer to do my fitness in the morning because
Yeah.
it puts a positive feeling
Mm,
to the start of the day, I suppose, if that's the way to put it. But yeah,
mm,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
definitely helped me because I feel overall I feel so much better. And I think that's
Mm,
the knock-on effect for the rest of your day. And I think what goes in comes out, and if you feel
mm,
better, you look better, and it's all good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I know
it's all really positive.
it's fantastic, and I just love the way you know when you come back and you're saying that you are accountable and you have learned and you opened that, like as women, as we go through, like we're always dieting, we're always looking for the quick fix or whatever, but when you educate yourself, you work with a professional, it really
Yeah,
just changes things. You kind of go, okay, we're kind of like conditioned, and all these marketing ads, we're conditioned to think that we have to look a certain way, or
kind of.
when we hit our 50s life is over, but it's
Yeah,
not, it's only the
no, no.
beginning.
Absolutely, for sure. Like
Mm.
I did try some of the diets, if you want to call it, and I don't even call this a diet now, Nicola. For
No,
me,
no,
this
the
is a long
lifestyle
term.
change.
Absolutely, 100%.
Mm.
Because I did try a couple of the short fads kind of, diets, if you want to call them. And yeah, initially I thought, okay, I did find the food difficulty to weigh, whatever, and
Yeah.
I did lose a little bit of weight. But then, when you get to a point where you get you're at your goal weight, then
Mm.
it's like, okay, that's grand. I've got my goal weight. I'm fine now. And
Yeah.
then I slowly slip
Mm.
back into the bad habits again. And that's what I didn't want. And I
Yeah.
think that was one of the reasons, besides the perimenopause, I thought, no, I really wanted to change how I was feeling because that in my before picture, which I know you're going to show your followers in a minute, I look so miserable. And I feel so sorry for that girl because I do feel so crap in myself
Yeah.
because when I looked in the mirror, Nicola, I didn't like what was
Yeah.
staring back at me. I knew I was feeling down about how I looked when I was going out. I used to think, okay, I'll put on a pair of leggings and a loose top to cover my meadow belly and my legs and my bum, and that's where I'd carry it. It's kind
Mm.
of the midsection, which is quite common.
Yeah.
And I always felt restricted as to what I can wear.
Mm.
Whereas now, because I'm so happy. I never thought I'd reach, and I don't mean to sound over the top here, but I never thought I'd reach a stage in my life where I look in the mirror and I like what I see looking back because
Amazing. Yeah.
women, we are very critical over ourselves. And, I'm like, don't be. You should
Yeah.
love yourself as you are.
Yeah.
And if you make changes in with your fitness and your
Mm.
food, honestly, it's like psychological as well as physical. You feel
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah.
If I could give everybody a smidgen of how good I'm feeling, you'd get it. Like it's
Yeah.
the
I
best
know.
thing.
It's fantastic. And I can connect with you because I know, say, obviously I went on my own journey and that lifestyle change, that buzz, you're like, oh my God. And I think a lot of it is to do with the lifting weights as well. It's like the
Yeah,
game changer where a lot of women might
yeah,
think, oh my God, I'll get real muscly, where we can't because
yeah,
we don't have that testosterone like men. We just get this
yeah.
beautiful shape.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. No, I mean, I never lifted weights until about 10 months ago. And The fear, I'll be honest, for me was walking into the gym and feeling overpowered by all these machines, Nicola. I thought, oh God,
Yeah.
where do I start? Luckily, I asked one of the girls there who works in the gym, I said, listen, can you just show me? And I said it real discreetly because I was so embarrassed. I said,
Of
can you just
course.
show me
Yeah.
how the machines work? And some of them I waited until I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
And then, as I said, when you get into it and you start off very lightly, you never push yourself. And that my coach always says to me, go with how your body feels. And I do that to this day because obviously I don't want to injure myself,
Yeah.
because if I injured myself, I'd be out of the gym and that would kill me
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying it so much. But I never realized, obviously, the combination of food,
Mm.
but how effective doing weights
Yeah.
really was to my muscles. And it's not even about, yes, you'll get a little bit leaner, but I mean, I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I just want to feel fit
Yeah.
and build muscle. And on a totally separate note, like I've had issues with my neck,
Mm.
for the last few years. And touch wood, my doctor said to me, Teresa, whatever you're doing, continue what you're doing. And this was back in February, March. And I told her I had a coach and we were doing weights, and she says, well, keep doing it, because she said it's amazing. And I haven't
Brilliant.
had as much as a twinge because I'm building up muscle
Yeah.
in all different parts, especially up here. And because of what I do, I'm leaning over
Yeah.
clients. And I think because I'm building muscle to protect, it's a no-brainer. Like, it's actually really good.
Yeah. And I
I'm
think
delighted.
one of the side effects of obviously perimenopause into menopause is osteoporosis, heart disease, all of those things. And
Yeah.
by lifting weights, you're preventing these things from happening. And also, I love about the weights is that growth hormone that's stimulated that makes you look younger. Like, you look
Yeah.
much younger than your before pictures. Have people commented now on you, or what's the feedback from friends and family?
Oh my God, it's still very overwhelming. I'll be honest, Nicola. When I saw the photographs first, I got very upset because I thought, wow, I can't
Oh,
believe that's me. And I don't mean that
mm.
in a,
No,
you
no,
know,
it's
real
lovely.
confident way.
Mm.
So that I never thought I'd achieve something so big for me. But yeah, I mean, they've been so supportive. And my son was the one that said to me at the very start, he says, Mom, you need to invest in you. Do it. He said, just
Love
do
it.
it, sign up,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
So I full support of my two kids who've been amazing. My partner has been amazing. He's actually started this week with his
Sure.
food
I
and
love
his
it.
weight,
Yeah.
yeah, which is amazing. And yeah, everybody's been fantastic. My friends are amazing. They even gave me a bottle of champagne. A couple of them gave me a bottle of champagne to open after the shoot and said, well done, we're
Yeah.
so proud of you. So yeah, the response has been fantastic.
Oh,
I'm really still overwhelmed by it all. Like, it's brilliant.
yeah. And it's a high of adrenaline that let it last and let it keep pushing you to your next goal. Just to
Yeah.
finish off, Teresa, for those people that are listening and kind of going, oh, I don't know if I could do it, what would be your top 3 tips for people to get started and change?
Okay, well, don't be afraid. I would say be accountable and invest in you and do it for you. And you're never too old. Honestly, like, as I said, if I could give you just a smidgen of how good I'm feeling,
Yeah.
you'd start now, but I think definitely investing in yourself for sure. And
Amazing.
the accountability really helps.
Brilliant.
But I'm delighted. I couldn't recommend using a coach. Is just fantastic. Yeah, it's been
Brilliant.
brilliant.
And where can people find you, Teresa, then if they want to follow your journey now, they're inspired and they want to keep going and following you? Where's the links that I can put them? I'll put them down below, but where can people search for you?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook. So Instagram, it's lash_boutique_IRL. But I think if they type in the Lash Boutique, I think it'll come up anyway. So, and I have my fitness there because I just feel it's important to feel good and to perform well with work. So I combine the two really. It's just the way it's planned out.
Absolutely. And then people can come to you, get their lashes done and feel amazing
Yeah,
as well. Because I think,
yeah,
when we invest in us, we feel
yeah,
amazing and it's the
yeah,
way to go. So Teresa,
definitely,
thank you
100%.
so much. I think you're going to really inspire people listening today, and they've seen your before and after pictures, and if they want to reach out, they can. I leave all the links below, guys. And yeah, thank you so much, Teresa. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.